Hey there, my name is Richard Amanfriola, and I'm a full IB candidate at Metro High School. For my CAS project, my Creativity Action Service project, I'm creating a series of YouTube videos with my friends under the name Political IB. Our goal is to educate viewers about politics, more specifically the voting process, how to make informed decisions as a voter in America today, how to not be swayed by what politicians tell you by their smiles and nice suits, how to not just be dead set on voting for one candidate because of their party affiliation, how to be unbiased when you walk into the polls, how to have an open mind and do things that are eventually going to benefit you as a citizen and the rest of the country. So with that being said, thank you for clicking on this link, for watching this video, and hope you enjoy it. All right, so first up, my friend Javon is going to speak to you all about how to get started as a voter. He's going to talk about certain locations you can sign up, little things like that, just so that you know where you can go after you've met the requirements. So off to Javon.
Okay, so I hear you want to vote. First off, good choice. It's an awesome way for you to become involved in your government. You have to ask yourself 3 questions before you vote. Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you a citizen of the state in which you want to vote? And are you 18 years old? If you answered yes to all 3 of these questions, then you are eligible to vote. Okay, where can I register to vote? You can register to vote in multiple election offices, including the DMV. And if you don't want to leave your house, you can even sign up through a service called the National Mail Registry, where you send in an application through the postal system. Okay, now that you're informed on how to become a voter, I must tell you about one of the greatest dangers of voting, and that is media bias. There are a lot of different people who want to use the power of voting for their own purposes. To avoid this problem, you can become informed through websites, watching debates, and learning about the issues and candidates which will be on the ballot.
So that was really good, Javon. We're going to be moving on to Scoutman. She's going to be talking about different types of biases that are prevalent among voters today. Hopefully you guys will learn something about your own minds, how you guys think subconsciously or willingly. But without further ado, let's go on to Scout.
In politics, there are many types of voter biases. You need to make sure that you know how to identify all the various types of biases whenever you come across them. One type of bias to identify is the anti-market bias. People tend to associate that companies that generate profit and are profit-driven are bad for the economy. People associate that profit is greedy and greedy is bad. But realistically, the profit-driven companies are what drives our economy. So people tend to vote against policies that actually would benefit them. Another type of bias is anti-foreign. We don't value our relationship with foreign nations. A lot of people, whenever you talk to them, they're like, we need to have a barrier against Mexico, and we need to shut down all trade with naval trade with Japan, because they just are against it and against immigration, and we don't want those immigrants coming to our country and trading and stealing our stuff, but those relationships are very important. Also, people have the make-work bias. People think that jobs in quantity are better than jobs in quality. They want as many jobs as possible, not regarding the type of work that the jobs are actually going through. Another bias is the pessimistic outlook on the country. The economy is so bad, it's so awful, but that's not actually that true. People never tend to look at the good sides of what's happening. They're always just looking at the pessimistic views of what our government is actually going through. Some other types of biases are the media bias, where the media can persuade you, maybe intentionally, maybe not intentionally, but it can sway you one way or the other. There's also gender biases, where if a politician is a woman, or maybe they're saying certain things to appeal to your patriarchal side or your matriarchal side, that can also affect how voters see. Also, race is a very important factor in biases. because there's something called the Bradley effect. The Bradley effect is where like a white voter, if someone asks them about a black president or something, they're like, oh, are you going to vote for Obama? They're much more likely to say yes, just because he's black, not because they actually support his policies. And also location of where you're born and raised can affect, and also party loyalties, and maybe even the loyalties of the people in your area.
All right, so now Olivia will be speaking to you all about politicians, how you shouldn't be swayed by, what they say or what they promise. She'll also be touching on the different political parties and how you shouldn't just align yourself with one party blindly.
Hey guys, so today I'm talking about how to be an informed, educated voter. So how do you do that? Well, I have some tips for you. Number 1, try not to base your vote off of one aspect of a political candidate's platform. For example, if you think you're in line with a political candidate's views and you base your vote off of that one view that they have because you really agree with it, and they happen to get elected and they put all these things into play and they start making laws and projects, and then you realize, I don't really believe in all of that. So you want to be careful when listening to a candidate's speech. Listen to all of their points. Don't get caught up in what a political candidate says they will definitely do when elected. There's a 50-50% chance that once they do get elected, they won't uphold to their promise. They won't uphold to their promise. And if you make your vote based solely off of that promise they made, you may be let down. For example, you might be in line with the candidate's view on immigration. You may say, that's it, that's exactly what I believe, this person is like on point, I really want to vote for him. So then you kind of let that block out everything else they believe in, and you make your vote for this candidate because they really believe in the same things on immigration as you do. And then they get elected and you realize you don't have views really that are in line with this candidate. The rest of their views are not what you believe in, and that can really let you down in the long run. Okay. Another tip is to look at the candidate's opposing candidate. If you are really in line with a candidate's speeches and you agree with his or her views, look at the other candidate on those same views. Compare and contrast their views. For example, candidate 1's views on immigration and candidate 2's views on immigration. That way, you can really get down to it and see the different points they're making. Instead of saying, I'm agreeing with everything that this candidate is saying about immigration, if you're looking at another candidate, you may start to see that you also agree with the other candidate. This really helps you to balance it out. So if one candidate is Democratic and the other one is Republican, and you say that you're for sure Republican or for sure you're Democrat, comparing their views can let you see that maybe you're more in line with the Republican candidate's views than the Democrat's views, and you thought you were a Democrat. Don't assume that your views are in line with a particular political party. You may think that you're strictly a Democrat. But taking an unbiased approach and listening to both of their speeches without paying attention to the blaring labels Democrat, Republican can allow you to open up your mind and really see what views you are most in line with. So how do you make an unbiased decision on two candidates' speeches? A really helpful site is called informedvote.com. There's a quiz that you can take, and it'll pop up two different views on the same topic. On the left side, you'll have one candidate's view, and on the right side, another candidate's view. But above each of their statements, you won't know which candidate said what. That way, you click on the view that you most agree with, and in the end, it tells you which candidate you were more in line with. This way, you don't see that the Democrat said this and the Republican said this. I'm Republican, so I decided I'm going to go with the Republican. I even took the quiz and I was surprised myself. The two candidates' views on important topics like healthcare, war, and the budget are presented, and you're able to choose which one you're most in line with. Another helpful site is called Project Vote Smart, which keeps you up to date with candidate speeches, information, polls, and other various things. It also offers unbiased information. The links for these two pages will be provided below. Vote tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.
Okay, thanks, Olivia. So now Olivia and my friend Ruth will be providing you guys with two scenarios. hopefully you can learn to put into practice what we've taught you guys today.
Hey Ruth, what's up?
Hey, Olivia.
I've got a question for you. Are you party pink or yellow?
I'm part of pink because I love the cotton candy.
Really? Is pink the color of cotton candy?
I thought so.
So, you're saying that you're party pink because pink's cotton candy, so you'll always be party pink?
Yeah, because I always love cotton candy, and pink is cotton candy.
But-
So why wouldn't I like part of pink?
But what if the cotton candy just isn't good? What if it doesn't taste good or smell good, but you're still gonna be party pink?
Because it's still cotton candy.
Okay, Ruth. Hey, Ruth.
Hello, Olivia.
What's up?
Nothing.
Well, hey, I have a question for you. Are you affiliated with the pink or the yellow party?
I don't associate myself with any party because I want to keep an open mind.
Cool. So basically what you're saying is that if you agree with the pink party and you think that you're definitely a pink party follower and you like all their views, you're not necessarily going to vote for them until you've heard the views of the yellow party?
Yeah, because you have to keep an open mind when voting, otherwise you might have a skewed view on things.
That's great. Thanks, Ruth.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. The time has come. We are going to end this video on voting in America. The time we've spent with you hopefully has been informative. It's been fun. You guys have, gained an understanding of how you should be voting, how you should be paying attention to what the media tells you, and how you should, keep an open mind going to vote. So whatever your age is, whether you're 13 or 17, hopefully this has been something that you can learn from. So thank you for watching. I'm Richard, signing off.